So this is how they had us in the boats. You got the women, the boys, the men, and everybody is stacked. You know, everybody is smuggled in there like sardines. You got 1, 2, 3 layers. And when our people was in this condition, you know, if the woman was on her cycle, she would just have to go. If you had to use the restroom, you would go on each other, and that's where a lot of diseases came from. And a lot of our people, they died before even reaching the Americas or the West Indies because of the diseases that they were getting, because of the way they were stored and stuffed in the bottom of these boats for profit. These are sales receipts of slaves. So you could sell a slave. A slave was basically property. Not only you could sell a slave, you could leave a slave at your will to your family members. So they pass down to your family members, the slaves, just like any type of property. As right here, you have the neck shackles. They would put a yoke of iron on your neck. You understand? And that yoke of iron is heavy, and it would be a burden. In some cases, they would put a yoke of iron with spikes on it, so that you could, if you tried to run away, you would get caught, and you would never ever be able to lay down and rest your head. So like any animal, black people were shackled like dogs, shackled like any wild beast. Also, you had the children wore shackles, and then you have the regular shackles for the adults. And with the auction block, if you've ever been to a car auction, you understand that the highest bidder gets the car. So in this case, black people were sold and auctioned off like any type of property. And right here you get to feel the weight of the shackles, you understand? And I think that a lot of brothers and sisters that's been in prison can understand this feeling of enslavement. This is the bullwhip. In some cases, bullwhips, when you would get whipped, it would rip pieces of your flesh off your back. Slave masters, to be very, even more cruel, more evil, they would beat the slave until their back was just destroyed. And then after beating the slave, what they would do is they would pour salt in the wounds. You can imagine having a cut and someone pouring salt in the wound. And many times a slave would be bedridden for weeks, waiting for his back to heal up. And sometimes they wouldn't even make it, they would die. They wouldn't even make it. The excruciating pain would kill them. Right here is a celebration of the abolition of slavery in the District of Columbia by black people. But what you do gotta realize is that right after slavery, 20 years, maybe 20 years after slavery, you had cities like Black Wall Street, you had cities like Slocum, Texas, Rosewood. Black people built whole cities within 20 years of being out of slavery. And this was during a time when, you know, they knew that white people hated their guts, you know. So basically, that just proves proves what we got. That proves that we were capable of doing it even today. What you normally see is that when it comes to white America and teaching black history, they have their token black people that they want to teach about. So usually it's Martin Luther King, it's Rosa Parks, it's Harriet Tubman. It's anybody that was more about peace and more docile, as opposed to brothers like Nat Turner or Toussaint Louverture or Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X. They don't talk about these black people. When Black History Month come up, when any conversation about black people come up, they bring up the same people. There's a reason for that. And it's to keep Negroes docile, it's to keep black people thinking one type of way. Keep black people thinking they need to be a certain type of Negro.